Huh? Oh, we're live. Okay. Hey, everybody. Oh, camera one. Hey, man. How are you? Hey, man. Hey, guys. Welcome back to my show, which is recorded live in Somalia. I just wanted to do a quick announcement. The Adobe company, who owns the software Premiere, they updated their Handsomeizer filter, so I'm just going to turn that on now. I'm going to give it a try. You guys tell me if it looks good.
Not saying I need it, man.
Was it preferences? Effects? Okay, there it is. Look at that. Ooh.
Ooh, handsome maxing. Ooh.
Okay, let's turn that off because it makes me unrelatable. We'll be right back. We'll be right back after a quick word from Somalia.
Or Theo Vaughn will do one video where he's crying because he feels bad for Palestinian kids, and then has on JD Vance and doesn't bring it up once. Like,
give the guy a break.
You are lying to your audience.
Hey, shut up, man. You can't talk about Theo like that.
I don't like the human man.
What the hell? Where do these drops even come from?
This is a human man.
I didn't like Andrew Schultz having Trump on the pod because I go, well, you're not gonna talk to him about Epstein. You're not gonna talk to him about these things.
He is horrible. He is a terrible interviewer, and his political takes are garbage.
This is a human man.
Comedian.
This is a human man. I don't like the human man.
Okay, man, awesome. I've been getting a lot of videos about these group. It's a group of human men. They're known as the Joe Rogan Extended Universe. It's been a long time since we looked into some of the Joe Rogan extended dudes, the Callens, the Vaughns.
What's the other one?
The other one, whatever the other one's name is. People are giving them a hard time unfairly. So I was looking around at some of these guys' shows, and I wanted to play this. I found a pretty funny clip. This is a Vaughn. This is a classic Vaughn right here. I thought this was very funny. Here we go. Let's check this out. Let's start with this one. In our deep dive into a beautiful world where
daddies are more stronger than mommies.
So when we came in, we got the best nutritionists from the best universities in our country. We locked them in a room. We thought it would take.
Okay, who is this guy right here? Oh, this is RFK Jr. and
this is a human man.
Oh, Theo got his little butt on the show. Okay, he's talking about the food pyramid. Okay, here we go.
We got the best nutritionists from the best universities in our country. We
you did not.
Locked them in a room. We thought it would take a month, but it took about 11 months. They fought over every single item on this in the food pyramid.
It took them 11 months to put this together?
Yeah, because they...
Give him a break, Theo. Hey, Theo, give that guy a break. This is not an animal.
This is a human man.
Hey, man, it took you 11 months to do that? What the hell?
What the fuck? Okay.
You have to go over science. What is broccoli?
No, you don't.
Right.
How does it relate
what is broccoli?
How much protein should you eat? How much saturated fat should you eat? What's optimal? And
all
so
this
they
crap.
have to go through tens of thousands of scientific papers to make sure that every recommendation that we made is based solidly on a foundation of gold standard science.
So for them to create the food pyramid, it took 11 months.
Yeah,
give them a break.
We flipped it over.
Right.
So for them to create the food pyramid, it took 11 months.
I watched the whole 1 hour, 12 minutes of this whole thing. And I'm just listening to this. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell would anybody get from this thing? And Theo starts this. He's like, this guy's my good friend. He's a good friend and he's a good human man. But then he just can't help but give this guy some of this.
Boom, 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 boom.
He's like, okay, so that took you 11 months to do. He's like, yeah, because we flipped it. We got all these scientists in. Doing a little ableism here on RFK Jr.
We got all the best scientists in the world in.
And we flipped it. We flipped the food pyramid.
Okay, man, that took 11 months.
Yeah, because we started turning it, and then the corners got all caught. He should just come out and just do comedy. Yeah, we were trying to flip the food pyramid. One of the corners snagged, I think a banana got caught. Right, man, right. Then a carrot just absolutely got loose. It was rolling away. He should just do that. Just make a total mockery of the whole thing. An apple fell from it. We had to go chase it. Okay, this right here is probably the most accidental genius moment of maybe any podcast. Here we go.
Yeah, and then we flipped it over.
Right.
So,
no, you did not.
And we flipped it over because the category of food that you should eat, most.
How many people
is a broad category. It includes vegetables. It includes proteins. Salmon and steak and
most of this is for children, right?
Well, no, this is good for everybody. I mean, most diabetes.
I remember from like when I was a kid, you would see it,
Yeah, right.
But I guess that's the first point you learn about it.
That's why we're all so screwed up.
Come on, man.
Oh man, that is very funny.
Oh man, that is very funny right there. Because this is basically like I guess, this is this guy's only, quote, accomplishment, unquote, in the government. This is like his one accomplishment. We turned the food pyramid upside down. And Theo Vaughn's like, oh man, that took you 12 months? And RFKJ's like, it's a big one. It's very heavy, actually. Okay, that's 11 months for you. That took you to do. I don't know what this guy does all day, but that's like the big accomplishment. We got a new food pyramid. We inverted that some bitch right there. So first he's like, oh, that took you 11 months to do, man. That's wow. Then he's like, okay, what is that? This for kids to look at? And the whole time RFKJ's like, yeah, well, actually, a lot of people look at it. Oh yeah, like who? No one. No one cares. It's meaningless. Okay, man, check this out. Pay attention to this right here. Check out the name. Theo Vaughn is going to bring up a name of a guy. Check out this name, man. Check out the name of this.
This is a human man.
Of this human man. Here we go.
But thank you for leading the charge on a lot of these things. Thank you for caring about a lot of these things. I think I just want to say that. I know that you do care about so many of these things.
No, he doesn't.
I did see there's a Tennessee farm bill, and there's a lot of stuff you want to talk about too, and we'll get into some of it.
Okay, one at a time, man. Please.
But this is what I was talking about right here. This bill, it's Farm Bill 809.
Right.
The bill is sponsored by Representative Rusty Grills. Would limit lawsuits if a user gets sick
What's that name?
from a pesticide under the proposed legislation as long as a product's label was approved by the
Representative Rusty Grills. This is a bill by Representative Dirty Toilets.
The Environmental Protection Agency. A person wouldn't be allowed to sue over the labeling. So actually Sean Ryan, the podcaster, and John Rich, the musician.
Oh, I love that guy even more.
They shared this online and on the day that it was going up for vote, I believe. Yeah, right here. Tennessee state politicians side with foreign pesticide companies over people dying of cancer. Ryan posted on X alongside a video speaking out against the bill.
This is a little bit of a weird one, man. This is a little bit of a weird one right here. Theo has RFKJ on, and he's like, oh, man, check this out, man. Representative, what's the guy's name? Representative Two Flame Grilled Patties. Representative Quarter Pound with Cheese, but did this thing where it's like, you can't sue this chemical company. Roundup. It's basically Roundup. It's making everybody sick, all this crap. Can't sue them. Whatever, on and on. You probably know this story. RFKJ sued that company or whatever. He's been all against it all the time in his past as a lawyer. And Theo Vaughn brings up this thing. He's like, hey, Representative Flame-Broiled Melted Cheese brought this up. Everybody thinks it sucks, man. Everybody thinks that sucks, though. What's weird about this is that this was like literally like a couple days before this guy's government signed like an executive order to like make more of that stuff, that chemical here. And pretty much it appears like gives them legal immunity and stuff. It's like, that's kind of weird timing. That's kind of weird timing given the way RFKJ talks about this in this interview.
All the row croppers are dependent on it right now.
No, they're not.
And there's other technology that is emerging right now so that there's a future that we can now see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Right. Oh, thank God.
But right now, if you banned glyphosate outright, it would put out of business 80% of our farmers.
God bless you.
Wow, so we're kind of dependent upon something that we know makes us sick.
Yeah, we are.
No,
and, we're doing a lot of work in the HHS.
It's just wild that we get stuck into something that makes us sick and we don't have it's like,
right.
I don't know. It just feels like such a conundrum. It must be like that for you guys a lot where you're like, this is a human man. This is just kind of where we are,
Right. It's just kind of like.
This is a human man.
Man, it's just kind of like, this is a human. Pendejo. Right here, Yeah, I don't know, man. I would like to ask Theo. I would like to be like, assuming this is, just Theo's like, that guy's my friend, man. I would like to ask him, like, what the hell's the point of this? What the hell's the point of this interview? Because even Theo's like, oh, what'd you do there, man? You did something with the food pyramid? What, you flipped it over? You inverted the crap. Oh, shit. So what, there's like a pear on top or bottom? What's that, for kids? Yeah.
What's that, for kids? Yeah.
Like, basically, this guy comes on and he's like, people should eat healthier. Oh, really? I never heard about that. Like, that's basically it. It's like, what's the point of this? But it is weird. It's like days before this, like, thing, whatever executive order thing or whatever the hell, is like, oh, we need more of this chemical that RFKJ used to hate and do lawsuits against. You know, he comes on, he's like, nothing we can do about it right now. I mean, Theo has had this guy, what's this guy's name? Tomasi. That guy, Thomas Massey, why doesn't he just call himself Tomasi? Okay, so Tomasi has something to say. Go ahead, To.
Now.
Huh?
Madam Speaker, I rise today to let the American people know that this government is under siege. All three
Jesus, man. I'm here to let the American people know that
this is a human man.
Of this government is under siege by lobbyists and lawyers from a German company named Bayer.
That's not allowed.
They spent over $9 million lobbying the executive branch and the legislative branch so that they don't have to be liable for any damages that their herbicide causes, otherwise known as Roundup. The president's chief of staff and the president's attorney general work for one of the biggest lobbying firms that's received hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars from Bayer.
Oh, and what's that?
And maybe that's why we've seen an executive order.
So yeah, this is like a weird thing with the Roganverse. It's like, what the hell is the point of this, man? Like, this interview is not interesting. Like, Theo Vaughn says a couple funny things that RFK go right over RFKJ's head. Here's an example.
Okay. The last food pyramid I saw had vapes on it, so it was getting pretty bad.
We're doing vapes now. You mean the food pyramid?
Oh, the last one, yeah, the one that,
that's funny.
I was like, this is getting bad.
That's funny. All right, that's funny. Because vapes are bad. Okay, man, back to serious business. We took 11 months to change this thing that nobody knows what it is or pays any attention to.
This is a human man. I don't like the human man.
So yeah, man, that's the problem with the goddamn Roganverse right here. Is like, looks like this came out days before they passed this thing that's like, make more of that poisonous crap that even RFK says is poison. Make more of that. He doesn't go too much in. I don't think I heard him really mention this at all. That there's like this massive, giant tons of money, millions of dollars. These lobbyists who are like, hey, you should do this. Let us do whatever the hell we want with this poisonous crap. That's kind of important to the story. RFKJ's like, there's just nothing we could do. Oh, it's a weird coincidence. They are dumping a dump truck of money, that mega company, into lobbying and all this crap. And, the president and, the people I work for, they're all wrapped up in that crap. But I don't know. Anyway, long story short, there's not too much we can do about it or something. Anyway, back to the pyramid. The food pyramid, also known as the food
toilet.
We're actually just getting rid of the food pyramid, and we're just going to let people know that you should
cut your meat.
I have spoken about this before, but I do have a lot of uncomfort about America's relationship with Israel.
You better not.
Israeli political leaders. That's what I mean.
That's illegal.
I believe that group is
fine.
It just feels like a satanic.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Regime. It doesn't seem like, it feels like they just want to cause pain, attacking, and that America's associated now with their attacks, that our children won't have the chance to speak up. And that may sound crazy to some people, and that's fine if it does. If it does sound crazy to you and you think I'm crazy on that point of view, that's okay.
I didn't say anything. You're accusing me now.
I may disagree with you, but that's okay.
Yeah, Yeah, so I guess this is the thing that doesn't make sense to anybody about the Roganverse, is that they keep doing this thing where they're like, let's hear what everybody has to say, man. Like, this is the thing with Theo. He's like, let's hear what everybody has to say, man. I'm just asking questions. But then he'll go up and he'll be like, I think the government is doing tremendous evil, and I don't think they're trustable. Let me have them on to see what they have to say about this. Yeah, probably not going to be too honest about it. So, what's the point? What are the point of these interviews? I think people wonder.
Got it. Whenever you became secretary, did it feel like you now you're on the inside? Does it feel like you go behind this curtain and now you get to see this? It does?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Do you have to sign an NDA to have the job?
No. No.
Yeah, you do.
We're doing the opposite of that. We're going to be, this is the most transparent administration in history. I mean, there's no president who's ever done 3 or 4 press conferences a day like President Trump does, answering any question people fire at.
He's a machine.
But I don't know how many press conferences President Biden did in his entire administration.
He doesn't know.
Yeah, this is baffling. Like, at what point are you like, okay, first of all, this interview is unlistenable. It's boring. The guy doesn't get what I'm joking. He's just lying in my face because he has to. Even I can't make sense of what the hell he's talking about. At what point are you like, okay, there's no point to doing these interviews with these government guys anymore. They're just lying on my show. Like, at what point? Like, he's got to know this. Like, at what point do you be like, okay, this is harming my show, basically? Like, I don't know. I was looking through Theo Vaughn's, guests, and he has some awesome, amazing guests, man. Danny McBride is on there. Who else? I don't know.
Who else? I don't know. Some other guy.
And that's great. Like, Danny McBride and Theo Vaughn, perfect thing. Perfect matchup. He's had Hassan Parker on. So it kind of seems like, to me, I'm just like, oh, this guy's just like, he's just trying to figure out the world, man. He's like, I got to hear all different viewpoints. But like, at what point do some of these viewpoints are just clearly lying in your face? Like, why would you keep having those people on? That's what I guess doesn't make a whole lot of sense in the Rogan world. And especially this one, like days before this executive order for this poisonous crap, it looks like this guy comes on here, he's like, oh, it's not that big a deal. There's nothing we can do. Or whatever. Yeah, that's kind of like, it's not great, man. At some point, you got to be like, okay, no more of these people.
We're in the middle of a war. Tucker Carlson's been very, very critical of the war.
No, he has not, Brian.
Do you know anybody who hasn't, though? Yeah,
hey, but shut up.
But there's a debate typically on, like what Iran has been an adversary for 47 years. Was there an opportunity? And Tucker Carlson. So Tucker Carlson has been very critical.
No, he has not. I said.
Apparently, because Tucker has a connection to Donald Trump.
Okay.
He's been brought up on charges, or he's being investigated in a very serious way.
Tucker Carlson's been brought up on charges, and if you want to learn more about that,
that's on YouTube.
Sources close to the matter said,
"You're terrible."
They added,
"You're a moron."
Well, it's one thing to talk to Iranians.
Okay.
But if he had a conversation with Donald Trump, a privileged conversation, and somehow some of that privileged conversation made it to the IRG, the Iranian Republican Guard Command.
Yeah.
The IRGC. I think can you look at what IRGC stands for? I think it's the Iranian Republican
Who's he talking
Guard
to? There's nobody
Command.
there.
If that's the case, that is a very serious charge.
But how's Tucker responsible for that? So Donald Trump were friends before.
Texts and
Brandon.
With phone calls. Because
this is another Rogan universe guy that I totally, really honestly, the only videos I've seen of this program, no offense to the fighter and or the kid. Who's who, by the way? The fighter and the...
Pendejo.
The fighter and...
Paul Davidson?
With special guests.
Hassan Parker.
Honestly, there's all these comedy YouTube channels that are like, hey, what the hell is this guy talking about? These channels are absolutely crushing my little butt, But I've only heard anything about this show through those channels mostly. But I did see my man Brian Callen on Tim Pool's channel today. And it's like, hey, sorry. No offense to Brian, but the only reason to go on Tim Pool's channel would be to tell him to stop uploading videos. Because he's a little moron, But so I clicked over to this. I was like, oh, let's check out what else is up in the Roganverse. And this is probably like the weirdest segment because there's this thing with Tucker Carlson, who is like a completely unreliable narrator on anything. But in this case, I don't really know. I'm like, who knows on this one? But he came out and he's basically like, look, the government's going after my little...
They're going after my little boat shoes.
They're going after my little khaki pantsed butt. What? He said that? They're going after my little haircut, which looks like the hair of a little boy.
You're terrible.
Because, I'm kind of saying some stuff they don't like. I'm doing some kind of mild criticism of the military crap. and it's, careful criticism of Israel, all this stuff. I got Glenn Greenwald on, I mean. So he's basically saying, they're looking at my text messages and they're basically looking for ways to silence me. And they're saying I'm not, and worst of all, they're saying I'm not in MAGA anymore. Who is MAGA now, according to the main guy? Ben Shapiro only. So Tucker Carlson's like, they're going after my little butt, to silence me. And especially if you're Brian, you probably kind of like Tucker Carlson, maybe. You would be like, oh, that's an abuse of power right there. Even though Tucker Carlson is a demented lunatic, he is still doing his little free speech. Yeah, this seems like an abuse of power, man. Oh, you would be wrong. None of that from Brian. In fact, I guess Brendan is the fighter, and Brian is the child, the fighter and the child. In fact, Brendan is way more, I would say sane on this. He's like, what? They're looking at the text messages? That's sick. Leave him alone, basically.
5 minutes long. How do you guys want to do it?
See, when you discover the CIA has been reading your text in order to frame you for a crime. Well, no, they were reading. Yeah, you were talking to the IRGC.
And but it's legal for them to read all his texts?
Of course. They're monitoring everything that comes out of Iran.
Good question, Brendan.
You can't be
but
having
Tucker's not in Iran.
You can't have conversations with the president and with CIA contacts.
But my only thing is, if he was friends with Trump before he was the president.
Doesn't matter. You're not allowed to.
You can just read his text?
You can't talk to a foreign adversary. You can't do that when you've talked to the president. You cannot do that. Absolutely not. During a war, dude, that can be.
No, I'm with you. I'm just a little.
Okay, calm down, Brian. Jesus.
His text, his personal
calm
text.
down, Brendan. I mean, this is like, insanity. This is insanity, especially coming from a guy who probably, watches or likes Trucker Carlson. Watches his little boat shoes and khaki pants. You know what's sick? That I've never seen Trucker Carlson do? He shoots in that, cabin, that fake cabin. How come he doesn't do, a Mr. Rogers kind of thing where he walks in the door? He's got, a fly fishing rod. He's like, hold on a second, I gotta put this up. Hey, hi, it's me, Trucker. I was just out in the wilderness. I was just out doing my wilderness crap. Anyway, that's my recommendation for Tucker if he's not thrown into a dungeon or whatever the hell he does. But this is insane. I mean, this is just I actually feel, everybody makes fun of this Brendan Schaub guy, but I actually kind of felt for him in this one because he's like, what the hell? This seems weird. And I guess Brian Callen is supposed to be the quote, brains unquote of this operation. And he's just like, oh man, Tucker Carlson's sick. He's just like, oh man, what Tucker Carlson was doing was wrong. Could you believe, what the hell was he thinking kind of thing, And he kind of leaves out the whole other side of this, which is that it's kind of obvious if you just look at what the president is saying publicly, that this is like a political enemy now, or maybe a fake political enemy. I mean, then you would have to assume all this is fake. But assuming it's real, which I have no idea why I would, but Brian Callen should be assuming this is real. There's overwhelming public evidence that this is a political enemy, and suddenly it's like, oh, he might go to jail, You might want to bring that up when you're discussing this, instead of just like, oh, that guy's doing national security problems. Purely, only, that's the only possibility. That's insane, man. Oh man, of course, my man, my favorite newsman has to make an appearance on every upload of this show, man.
Look at my penis.
No, thank you. Again, no, thank you. I'm not interested. Okay, today, longtime Roganverse member, Brian Callen on today's beautiful episode of the
Smells are racist, and you're racist for smelling
people show.
You think this is gonna how bad do you think it's gonna be in the midterms over this? You got I'll start with
not at all.
Are you guys in favor of this these strikes on Iran?
Yes, I am.
I find myself saying I don't know more and more.
Yeah, I initially was.
Yeah, I don't know how to predict the ripple effect. I don't know. Yeah. My feeling is that every time we go into a country all gung-ho, we tend to make this big mistake, which is maybe not be as informed about the culture and the ramifications. Nobody thought that these two wars in Iraq and Afghanistan would last 23 years.
Right.
But they did. And I don't know.
I think the obvious reason for the invasion of Iraq and Afghanistan was the invasion of Iran. Right. When you look at where we set up all these military bases along the border on the east and west of Iraq and Afghanistan, we're surrounding Iran.
Well, the Israelis, a lot of people don't know this. The Israelis were telling the Americans to invade Iran, not Iraq.
Right.
In 2003.
All right. We did the wrong one.
But the issue is Iran is mountainous, defensible. They've got surface-to-air missiles. The U.S. could not just go in, so they needed to establish effectively a land beachhead, essentially, along the western, along Iran.
A very homogenous group. They're all Shia. They're all Iranian. They're Persian.
Yeah.
It's not like Iraq, which had Shia and Sunni. And, that was a very significant divide.
Same thing in Afghanistan.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is like the only reason, if you're like really a smart guy, man. I think Brian Callen is a very smart guy. I think he's highly intelligent, man. He's always telling Brendan Schaub to shut the hell up. Brendan, you've been hit in the head so many times you can't understand stuff. I can. Shut up. Bing bong. You can't understand stuff. I can. So please shut the hell up, Brendan. Or you get one of these.
Boom, boom, boom.
But it's like, if you go on this show, like, you should maybe have watched this guy's show in the past and been like, hey, you've been telling your audience for, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 100 years that the only reason you support the great Donald Trump, president of the United States, is no more war. No more war. You've been saying that over and over again. You actually said this guy can do whatever the hell he wants as long as he doesn't start any new wars. Then I love him. I support him. Now, what you just said is like, oh, I've always been kind of pro-war, this one specifically. You should be able to be like, hey, you're bullshmitting, man. But anyway, it's Brian Callen, so I guess he doesn't care. And he's the smart political guy, and he's like, I don't know. I don't know. They've been lying about this the whole time. Ran on a lie. We have a giant military-industrial complex that includes Israel, and it always has, yada, yada. But, I don't know. Could be good. Okay. Some real informative stuff there. Okay, let's check into some of the other fringes of the Roganverse, man. Let's check into some more of the fringes of the
daddies are more stronger than mommies
verse. I kind of forgot about these guys. The cave bears. I forgot about these cave bears. This is another one where I only see, maybe it's just my YouTube. I only see videos of people making fun of these guys. But hey, man, shut the hell up, because
this is a human man.
These guys are weighing in on some political stuff. Let's see here. Hear this crap right here.
Yeah. What do you need? I got into a deep dive on Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
Is it Mar-a-Lago?
Mar-a-Lago.
Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
Do you know Trump made a killing on that place?
Huh?
No, I didn't know that.
So, yeah.
And if you guys don't know, that place is located in
Somalia.
20s, 30s, whatever.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Trump bought it for like 8.
Really?
Trump bought it for 8 or 10. And then he found out there was like $5 million worth of art inside there. So he got $5 million worth of art. We're going to miss him.
You think so?
Yeah.
The entertainment value.
What are those guys yelling in the background?
Yeah. I mean, it's I'll tell you what. I said this about George Bush Jr. is when he was president, everyone thought, you forget how much everyone hated him.
Yeah, so much.
And I said, we're going to miss him.
Yeah.
It just gets worse. If you're into crazy ex-girlfriends, they just get crazier.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go back. We'll have 1 or 2 normies, but it's going to get even. Think about what social media is and what's online. There's dudes online white dudes straight up saying.
You know what? Actually, I do feel a little bit sorry for this guy, because literally, I watched this video, and this might be the only video I've seen of Bert Kreischer where it's not like somebody else making fun of how unfunny he is. But I did feel sorry for him while I'm watching this, because like even Joe Rogan, I seen him on the Joe Rogan show, and even Joe is like, you should not be famous. You should not have as much fame and money as you do. Like, I bet you if Joe Rogan was just like, you have to give half of your wealth to me, I think Bert Kreischer would do it. Because I watched this whole thing and I was like, what the hell? What is anyone getting from this exactly? Like with Bert, poor Bert. Give him a break, man. Like, he doesn't even seem like a member of the Roganverse. He seems like a copy of a guy from the Roganverse. Like they cloned one. That's mean. I take it back. Like they cloned one of them and there was just like an error And he's just like, George W. Bush, I told people. I heard another guy say this. The people will be glad of him at some point. What does that mean, Bert? I don't know. I think Bill Maher said that or something. I don't know. I have 14 homes. Okay, Bert. Very relatable, Bert. Anything else?
But the people in Kentucky?
Yeah.
I mean, that are going to the Trump rally, the people in Kentucky?
Bye-bye.
Who are going to the Trump rally, like these people right here,
Somalia.
to these people.
Right.
That they're getting something out of this. It is the only, that religious angle of like the third temple and the rapture and all that stuff, the Christian Zionism. You have to go to these people and go, well, don't you want the Messiah to come back? You don't have to go to the rest stop. If the Messiah comes back, you don't have to go to work. So this is that. This is what we're doing. Go, I thought we were like I thought our taxes, I thought like the cost of groceries is going to go down. No, we're ending the world. We realized we couldn't do any of that.
Okay, final one, man. Final one in the Roganverse, whatever.
Final thing of the Roganverse, man.
I do watch Tim Dillon, every once in a while. And I think by far, clearly the funniest of the Roganverse. Maybe the only. Is there another funny one? Theo Vaughn is funny sometimes. The vape thing, that was kind of funny. But Tim Dillon, definitely the funniest one. His show now is like solely political, like it's all political stuff. I cannot make sense. I think he's very funny, but I cannot make sense of his view. I would love to get into his his political worldview. How many views on this? Almost 1 million, 3 days. Oh my God. Goddamn guy's a view machine, man. This guy's absolutely out here like
Paul Davidson.
But I cannot make sense of his. He might be the most interesting one of the semi-Roganverse. Because I just cannot make sense of it. Because he seems very smart. But it's like just a year ago, he's interviewing Steve Bannon. He's like, man, Steve Bannon's got some very dangerous ideas. And I went and I looked back in the comments of that episode, and it's like, this one didn't age great. This is like the baffling thing about Tim. It's like, how did you... You seem like a very smart guy. How did you not know that guy's a scammer? This episode, 3 days, a mill. 3 days, a mill. 3 days, one... Boom, 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 boom. And in this episode, he's like, oh, man. These people who support Trump really got, man. Like, people in Kentucky, they really got bamboozled, man. They still go to these rallies and all this stuff. So he is kind of like, he's like, okay, I'm fully off board all this crap. It seems. But it is kind of like, this is a baffling thing about him. And I think he's funny and all that. But it's like, how did you not catch the Steve Bannon thing? Guy's a scammer. Guy's a creep. I mean, really, if you maybe think about it or whatever, Steve Bannon, he is kind of the creator of like the fake left wing, of the fake populist, using left wing language, but then just doing the same old crap, the kind of thing that he could trick a lot of people in Kentucky, for example. He kind of created all that. He helped create it. So he's like the most baffling. He's the most baffling. I would love to get into the head of Tim Dillon. But anyway, there we go, guys. Oh, quick note, LeBron James has passed away. Good riddance, many are saying, not me. He's passed away. I'm trying to get his voice back from heaven. It may or may not happen. Who cares? But we're doing a memorial stream. Could you imagine somebody does that for a real guy? I'm doing a memorial stream on YouTube for my father. People are calling in on Discord. They're going like this. Hey, you show my father who passed away some respect on this YouTube stream. Anyway, guys, I forgot what I was talking about, but hope you're having a good Wednesday. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.
Oh, hello there. It's me, the reincarnated voice of the great LeBron James, asking you to please subscribe on Patreon because you're missing episodes every single week. You're missing all these episodes. Don't do. Why are you doing that? That's crazy. And these are the better episodes, by the way, like the one you just watched. Whatever. Who cares? Also, I want to do a quick note. If you subscribe on Patreon and get all those episodes you're missing, it helps me get into heaven. Somehow. That's pretty good. Anyway, you can subscribe for as little as $2 per month. That's basically $0. And you get all kind of other crap, extra crap on there too. So just click the link below the video in the description. It's right down there. It's incredibly simple. It's unbelievably simple. Anyway, I gotta go back to heaven now. Bye-bye. I love you. Bye.